When you think about your future, do you think about shrinking ice caps, rising sea levels, and extreme weather? Well, that's what you can expect with climate change. There are many ways to help the planet. According to climate.nasa.org, human acts, including the burning of fossil fuels, has increased greenhouse gases. Climate change has many effects, one of them being human extinction. There are many causes and effects, but there are also many ways to help. According to globalchange.gov, scientists credit global warming to human evolution of the greenhouse effect, which is the warming from the atmosphere trapping heat into the earth. There are certain gases in the atmosphere that block heat. The long-living gases that don't respond physically or chemically are called forcing climate change. Some of the gases include water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. Water vapor is the most abundant greenhouse gas and acts as a feedback to climate change. As water vapor increases, temperature does too. Carbon dioxide is minor but very important. CO2 is released through natural processes such as volcanic eruptions and respiration, and through human processes like deforestation. Humans expand the atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration, and it has been expanding about 48% since the Industrial Revolution in the late 1700s. It is the most important and long-standing example of forcing climate change. Methane is a hydrocarbon gas produced by natural sources and human acts, including decomposition of waste in landfills and agriculture, especially rice cultivation and manure management. Methane is a more active greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide, but also less abundant. Nitrous acid is a powerful greenhouse gas produced by soil cultivation practices, especially the use of commercial and organic fertilizers, fossil fuel combustion, and nitric acid production. On Earth, humans have been changing the national greenhouse gases. The burning of fossil fuels has increased in the last century, as well as the concentration of atmospheric carbon dioxide. The clearing of land for agriculture and industry also increased the concentration of greenhouse gases. Many consequences of the changing natural atmospheric greenhouse are hard to predict, but these effects seem likely. Earth will become warmer. Some regions greet warmer weather, others will not. Warmer temperatures will lead to more evaporation and precipitation in general, but some regions may vary. Some will be wetter and some will be drier. There will be more winter and spring precipitation in the northern U.S., less in the southwest. The frost-free and growing season will lengthen. The growing season has been increasing since the 80s, with the largest increase in western U.S. This would affect the ecosystem and agriculture. If the planet continues to get warmer, an increase in the growing season of a month or more is predicted in the U.S. by 2100. The Western U.S. will have the largest increase, while the northern Great Plains will have a smaller increase. Stronger greenhouse effects will warm oceans and partially melt ice sheets and glaciers, which will increase sea level. Ocean water may expand if warmed and could also contribute to the rising sea levels. Global sea level has risen around 8 inches since recording started in the 1800s. Weather will act different because of global warming. Droughts in the southwest and heat waves everywhere are projected to become very intense. Summer temperatures will rise, and extreme one-day heat waves are predicted to occur every 2 to 3 years. This is bad because it's really common for heat waves like that to occur every 20 years. So for them to be occurring every 1 to 3 years would not be good. The intensity, frequency, and duration of North Atlantic hurricanes have been rising since the 1980s, and they will continue to rise with global warming. There are certain impacts for different regions of the U.S. This was released by the U.S. Global Change Research Program. So in the northeastern United States, there will be heat waves, heavy downpours, sea level rises that would pose a threat, infrastructure, agriculture, and fisheries. They would all be risks and could be affected by climate change. Sea levels would rise, erosion would start to happen way faster, and flooding would impact in the northwest region of the United States. Ocean acidification poses challenges. There'd be increased wildfires, insect outbreaks, and tree diseases causing tree die-offs. The southeast, the sea levels will rise, continuing to threat ecosystems as well as the environment. External heat will affect health, energy, and agriculture. There will be less, the water will have a very big effect on the economy. There's not very many huge effects on the Midwest except for lots of heat, more rain or precipitation, and flood. There are many things that we can do to preserve the earth. You can add some steps into your routine to help the environment. Energy and transportation are huge factors into why the climate is changing. Much of the energy and electricity is powered by coal, oil, and natural gases. Planes and cars run on fossil fuels. According to UN.org, ways to help at home can include switching to wind or solar energy, carpooling or driving less, and skipping long-haul flights. Production, processing, transportation, consumption, and disposal of food also affect greenhouse gas emissions. To reduce the impact on climate, you should buy local or seasonal foods, maybe eat more plant-based meals, and use what you have instead of throwing it away. The production of food causes emissions of carbon dioxide, methane, and also you have to clear trees for agriculture, which also causes emissions, as does the machinery and fishing boats. Emissions also come from packaging and distributing food. The system to produce, package, and distribute accounts for 1/3 of greenhouse gas emissions and 80% of biodiversity loss. The food emissions will likely rise to 40% by 2050. They also account for 30% of the world's consumption of energy, and it will go up by 17%. Climate change is a very scary thing, and it's good to know what will happen to the earth if nothing is done. It has very many effects, including human extinction. So the next time you have a lot of leftover food, instead of throwing it away, throw it in some Tupperware and eat it the next day.